Hey ladies, real quick, if you leave a comment below, I'm going to be selecting a winner from the comments once a month to win either this really cool, awesome t-shirt that's totally unique for Inspireful Women or a cool houseplant just like this, your choice. So leave a comment and let's go ahead and get started. Squats are a great squat for anyone who has knee pain when they squat, or back pain or limited range of motion. The reason for that is the nice thing about having this ball behind us is that we're gonna get to lean against it a bit during the squat. And because our legs will be out to the front of us a little bit, when we squat down, our knees will end up being in line with our ankles instead of in a normal squat. Our knees end up being in line with the toes, in some cases past the toes. That can be difficult. I don't know if you heard them, but they just clicked, which is not necessarily a problem or anything. But when our knees are more over the toes or past the toes, that's more force through the knee joint. It's not a bad thing, but if you have pain, this is a really great way to avoid that while still working your quad muscles. So all you need is a ball and a place to put the ball against a wall or a purple door. Great choice if you have one at home. But that's it. We're looking to do just 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and let's go ahead and get started. To get into position for the stability ball squats, you're going to take your ball, put it against your purple door, and if you don't have a purple door, your wall. And you're going to place it in a position so that it's at the small of your back, the little curve in your low back. So kind of right somewhere in there, okay? The idea in this case is not to just stand up straight and tall, but to actually be leaned back on the ball a little bit so your feet will be out to the front of you. As far as how far out they are, let me show you what your goal is. Your goal is that when you squat, which will be through pushing your hips back underneath the ball, you want your knees to be kind of like directly over your ankles with kind of a pretty vertical shin, okay? So just adjust how far out your feet are, this way or pulled in so that in that bottom squat, your knees are here over the ankle versus like over your toes, okay? That's kind of a thing there. You can kind of tell when you're in the right position because it's pretty comfortable. Just hang out here for a while. All right, so here we are. My feet are about hip width apart. It really just whatever is a comfortable distance to you. Toes either straight forward or slightly toed out a little bit. Again, just what feels comfortable. That's a lot of what this is about. So I'm leaning here back on the ball. Hi, I'm Rayzel. If you're a woman in your over 40s like myself and you've been wanting to get into strength training but up to this point have felt kind of intimidated about it, worried that you wouldn't do it right, worried you'd hurt yourself, I really try to break these movements down for you here on YouTube, not only to show you how to do it, but over on my website I also cover things like common mistakes, how to make the movement easier, how to make it more difficult. If that sounds good to you and you like my style of teaching, come on over to my website at inspirefulwomen.com. Now to do the movement, we are going to sit down, creasing at the hips here, and we're going to actively push our hips towards underneath the ball, okay? So I'm not just kind of going straight down like this. If I come straight down, my knees end up kind of coming forward, and my butt's kind of just here in line with the ball. The goal is really to push those hips back underneath the ball. The ball's gonna, raise up, and now it's kind of more to my upper back here. And my knees are in line with my, what are those things called? My ankle joints, okay? You're gonna go down as far as is comfortable to you. Your hands can be out to the front or here at your hips or down at your sides. And then you're going to press back up to a straight hip here at the top. So we're just kind of in this like little slightly leaned back but straight position at the top here, okay? So press the hips back underneath the ball. Go down as low as is comfortable, and then press back up to a straight position. Now before we go ahead and do a few reps together, just a couple things to play with again are how far out your feet are from the wall, a little out or a little in. And you can also play with the position of the ball because, this is a big ball. It doesn't exactly fit into the small of my back, right? So you can play with having it just a little higher, see how that feels. Like for me, that just doesn't feel as good, doesn't feel like it's the right feeling. And if I have it a little lower, then that feels better. Like basically as I go down, now I can feel that ball in my upper back here. And that's kind of one little side benefit to this exercise, is that when that ball presses gently into our upper back, our thoracic spine, it helps with thoracic extension. So some of us have kind of like stiff, tight upper backs. And that can be difficult with squats. You need to have some thoracic upper back ability to extend a little bit in that upper area in order to get a good form with a regular squat that's without the ball. So this can help to increase that extension gently and without pain, because we have that ball kind of just doing it a little bit for us and just helping us get better at that, okay? So just play with that. Let's go ahead and do a few reps together. Ready? So that's really all there is to this movement. Just last little reminder again is, as you lower, I think just the biggest tip is just to remember to really actively send your hips back to try to get them more underneath the ball so that your knees are in line with your ankles. I think that's just the most important thing to remember. Thanks for being with me today, ladies. Once again, I'm Rizal, and if you're a woman in your over 40s like myself and you'd like to do full-length workouts, follow along with me in beautiful outdoor nature settings just like this, along with chill music, none of this crazy intense stuff anymore. If that sounds like your style, like it is mine, come on over to my website at inspirefulwomen.com.